For months, one of the most talked about possibilities around the NFL was the idea that A.J. Brown could eventually end up with the New England Patriots. It was a story that continued to gain attention as reports and speculation connected the star wide receiver to New England. Now, that possibility has become reality. The Philadelphia Eagles have officially agreed to trade A.J. Brown to the Patriots. In return, Philadelphia receives a 2028 first-round draft pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. At first glance, this is the kind of move that immediately raises questions on both sides. Why would the Eagles move on from one of their most productive offensive players? And why were the Patriots willing to pay this price to bring him to New England? Those questions make this one of the most interesting transactions of the offseason. From the Patriots' perspective, there are several reasons why this trade could feel like a major win. One of the most notable details surrounding the negotiations is what Philadelphia reportedly wanted earlier in the process. According to reports, Eagles general manager Howie Roseman initially sought a first-round pick and a second-round pick in exchange for Brown. If that was the asking price, New England ultimately managed to complete the deal while giving up less than what Philadelphia reportedly wanted at the beginning. That alone may leave Patriots decision-makers feeling satisfied with the outcome. Another important detail is the apparent lack of a significant bidding war. According to the report, the Los Angeles Rams were considered the only other serious contender for Brown during the offseason. However, the Rams reportedly stepped away from discussions before the 2026 NFL Draft. With one major competitor no longer actively pursuing the receiver, New England may have found itself in a stronger negotiating position. The report also mentioned concerns surrounding Brown's history of knee issues as a possible factor in the Rams backing away from talks. Whether that concern played a major role or not, it appears that New England remained comfortable moving forward. There is also another factor that may have helped the Patriots. According to the report, Brown made it known that he wanted to reunite with Mike Vrabel. That connection matters. Vrabel previously served as Brown's head coach with the Tennessee Titans from 2019 through the 2021 season. Whenever a player has a strong relationship with a coach, it can influence the direction of a situation. Comfort, familiarity, and trust often play a role in major decisions. If Brown preferred a reunion with Vrabel, that may have strengthened New England's position throughout the process. Now the focus shifts toward what Brown can bring to the Patriots. The report specifically describes him as the team's new number one receiver. That expectation is significant. When a team trades premium draft capital for a player, it is usually because they expect that player to have an immediate impact. Brown arrives with the expectation of becoming a central figure within New England's offense. The report also points toward another storyline worth watching. Brown is expected to work toward becoming the favorite target of quarterback Drake Maye throughout training camp and the preseason. Developing chemistry between a quarterback and wide receiver is one of the most important parts of building an offense. The sooner that connection develops, the better the chances of success once meaningful games begin. While the Patriots have obvious reasons to be excited, the Eagles' side of the trade is equally fascinating. After all, Brown was not a player Philadelphia acquired recently. Back in the spring of 2024, he signed a 3-year contract extension worth $96 million. At that point, the organization clearly viewed him as an important piece of its future. So what changed? One answer may be financial flexibility. According to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, the Eagles save approximately $50 million through this move. That is a substantial figure. Financial considerations often influence difficult roster decisions, even when talented players are involved. The ability to create significant savings can sometimes outweigh the value of keeping a player. There were also discussions surrounding Brown's overall fit within the organization. The report notes that some people previously suggested trading Brown could be viewed as an addition by subtraction move because of what were described as headaches during the past 2 seasons. Whether those concerns were large or small, the fact that such conversations existed is notable. When organizations evaluate major decisions, they often consider far more than production alone. They weigh contracts, future plans, roster construction, and overall team direction. Another interesting detail comes from a recent evaluation cited in the report. According to that story, one assistant general manager and one NFC scout viewed Brown as a declining asset. The assessment suggested that he was closer to declining than ascending. That opinion will certainly attract attention because Brown's production tells an interesting story of its own. During what became the final 15 regular season games of his Eagles tenure, Brown recorded 78 receptions, 1,003 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns. Those numbers suggest a player who continued to contribute at a high level. Because of that, the idea that he is declining will likely remain a topic of debate. Evaluations can vary dramatically across the league. One decision-maker may see signs of future decline. Another may see a player who still has plenty left to offer. That difference in perspective is part of what makes trades so fascinating. Each side is making a judgment about the future. The Eagles have made their decision. The Patriots have made theirs. Only time will reveal which evaluation proves more accurate. There is another element that could add motivation to Brown moving forward. The report notes that he turns 29 years old on June 30th. Players often pay attention to outside opinions, especially when questions emerge about their long-term outlook. If Brown is aware of evaluations suggesting decline, those comments could become motivation as he begins this next chapter. The opportunity in front of him is clear. He joins a new organization, reunites with a familiar coach, and enters an environment where expectations will be high. For Philadelphia, the trade represents the end of an important chapter. For New England, it represents the beginning of a new one. And for Brown himself, it may become one of the defining moments of his career. The biggest question now is simple. Did the Patriots acquire a proven number 1 receiver at the perfect time? Or did the Eagles move on at exactly the right moment? That answer won't come from headlines. It will come from what happens next. What do you think? Did the Patriots win this trade by landing A.J. Brown? Or did the Eagles make the smarter long-term decision by moving on and gaining future draft capital?